but it's all good.
Yes. And we'll be joined via Zoom by Prophet Overseer Courage A. Heavens, who is the founder of Cross Gates Ministries and who is also my papa, yes. My spiritual father, Overseer Prophet Courage A. Heavens. When he's on, we'll get him on into the conversation. But I want us to get started with Nana Acheampong. How is the Christmas going for you?
I'm very, very nostalgic because the Hamatan is causing all these childhood memories, where you are going to school and the Christmas is coming just by the Hamatan. And so I think one thing about me is that I like planning a lot.
Okay.
So I'm planning what will happen on 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th. Maybe we'll rest within the day, enjoy family time more, go out, visit family, visit friends. I'm sure it will be fun. We don't have money in our pockets, but Charlie, we still go shop.
We move regardless. KMJ.
Yeah, no, it's necessary, It gets to that point, so
yeah,
you still will celebrate regardless. Money do or money no. It gets to that point, so yeah. At the end of the day, we're good. But and for our viewers, I don't know how many times you've heard about conversations like this in your area. I mean, those times used to be very, very prevalent. A lot of people are talking about. And it's because Christianity played a certain role at a time when everybody seemed to be going like pregnancy, marriage, and all of that. I don't know how many times that is spoken about, in our times like this, because it seems to be the very normal thing. Yeah. Everybody's not too worried about doing it and all of that. You're a coach, relationship coach.
Yeah.
You hear these stories. Yeah. How prevalent is this phenomenon? Let me put it that way.
Yeah, so for some time now, I think it has become normal. It has been normalized with the influx of baby mamas.
Oh, yes.
So
the benefits that comes with it and all.
The benefits that comes with it. So what happens is that the slave queens now want to be baby mamas for the rich men. And any upcoming youth or any upcoming lady will go like, hey, this woman, it looks like after she gave birth to this man's, they are good,
Yeah.
They are having a rented apartment. Yeah. I see her with a car, the person is taking care of the child and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, why don't I also try? Because maybe I'm not from a very good background. And normally it's those that are not from a very good background that would always strive to do that. And one thing that a friend said the other time is that those that are living in the slums, they are prone to teenage pregnancy. They are prone to pregnancy before marriage. Yeah. Those that are in the slum, but those that are in the areas, the urban areas, for them, they are fixed on going to the university. They are fixed on going to have some party somewhere in the university, just chill and have fun. Yeah. So the two dynamics are not the same. For the slum people, they are not so much into education. They are so much into, after school, what am I going to do? What business can I do? So when life hits them hard, with the reality that mommy is not doing anything, daddy is not doing anything, there's no money in the house, and I go on social media, and I see these ladies enjoying life, enjoying themselves, then I might as well live that kind of lifestyle. So now we have, TikTok is so easy. I mean, people come on TikTok now and they are stars. They become TikTok stars by dancing, showing off parts of their body and stuff like that. So I think that it has become normalized because of the benefits people think they get out of it.
Right.
By seeing what is on social media, by seeing the flamboyant life that people are showing. But I tell you, it's a lie.
It's a big lie.
It's a big lie. Okay. They are not enjoying themselves.
Okay, all right. So we are joined via Zoom by Prophet Overseer Courage A. Heavens, who is the founder of Cross Gates Ministries. Good morning, Papa. Prophet Courage, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, Papa, we can hear you now. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning. I hope everything is well.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Well, we've started the conversation on is pregnancy before marriage being normalized by society? And Acheampong, who is a relationship coach, has started the conversation, and she did mention that it's because of the benefits that some of the women or some of the young ladies think they would gain in relation to the whole idea of being a baby mama. That's one thing that is causing pregnancy being normalized, pregnancy before marriage being normalized now. But she ended by saying that they are unhappy. They are just pretending to be happy. Now, let's start off with your view in general about pregnancies before marriage being normalized.
Okay, thank you very much, Asieduwaa, and good morning to a large extent. I would agree with Nana to a large extent, but I would also want to come from a different angle.
Okay.
Because you see, it's pregnancy before marriage. So probably are not even looking for marriage, but they are just looking for enjoyment, and they have seen what people are getting by being baby mamas. Understand? And people are getting all kinds of goodies, houses, cars, and so becomes the prophetic picture of how they want to live their lives, so they go into that. But I want to also look at it from the context where we are talking about pregnancy before marriage. So I'm looking at the context where these people are looking at getting married. Okay, well, get pregnant for me first, and then we can get married. At times you hear even Christians get pregnant for me before we get married. And we want to look at whether it is even, it is right to do that. Because you see, at times, certain concerns. For example, those who would say that, listen, get pregnant for me, and a lot of people are doing that today. Listen, there are even parents who tell their kids that
Okay.
And there are people who do that these days because people will go through the process of counseling and all that. They get married, and then childbirth at times become a problem.
Yeah.
We need to also look at it from that.
Okay, Prophet Courage. Unfortunately,
Obviously, it is not right. The fact that people are concerned about whether there is going to be babies after the marriage, and so they would want the pregnancy before the marriage, it doesn't make it right.
Okay, Prophet Courage. Okay, so the network keeps on going on and off, on and off, on and off, and we are hoping to have a very smooth transmission in relation to this. But Nanama, so okay.
Yeah, you see, I like the fact that it is not what it is. And it's not the way people are making it look like it is. You understand? Regardless of the fact that it's becoming very prevalent, some people even feel like it's a good thing to do, or it's the only option that they have, but at the end of the day, it's not supposed to be what they're looking at it.
Yeah.
Now, some of the causes you mentioned are the benefits that comes with it. So it's okay for somebody to say that if I get into it, I benefit A, B, C, D from it. So I want to get into it and make sure that, at the end of the day, I don't get to lose anything.
Yeah.
But what's a society doing about this? Has society played a very important role in ensuring that as much as young girls feel there's some sort of benefit in it, or it's something that we can normalize and say, you don't stand any criminal or whatever it is when you engage in this, society fronts on it, and society has been very strong about it.
Yes, I think society is very strong about it. it's just like the present youth that we have in Ghana. I think that in one way or the other, our culture stands that you do not get pregnant before marriage. And I remember when I was young, I mean, I'm not old. I'm not that old. I'm not that old. But when I was young, I mean, you dare not hear that you are pregnant before marriage. It's like a big disgrace for your family, a huge disgrace for your family. So it was quite a problem when you see someone pregnant. And we thought that whoever is pregnant is a very bad girl.
Yeah.
You know, since we don't know what the boys are doing. So it is the lady that carries it. So everybody goes like, this girl is a very bad girl. Oh, look, she's pregnant. And I remember, you see, your mother will come home and tell you, look, this thing that this person is going to do, I don't want some in my house.
Yeah.
You know, and there will be that warning, there will be that thing at the back of your mind that society frowns on it. And I think society still frowns on it. But how do I say this so that in Chi, they are like,
Okay.
We've learned, we've adopted other cultures and other lifestyles. That is not our culture. And we have normalized some of these things. So for me, for instance, I mean, apart from the fact that people do it for special gains, some people do it because they are old, okay, and they are not getting any husband.
Yeah.
One way or the other. It can be their own fault. It can be whatever. And because they are not getting anyone to get married to, they are like, okay, then let me just give birth then. It's easier for me to give birth and then live my life.
But the whole thing of thinking that you're not going to get anybody to marry you, I don't know where it started, how it started.
But it's something
You
that
see,
is there.
when you are 45, okay, no, don't let me even go to 45.
That's 35.
It's so far, yeah.
Yeah, 40 years. When you hit the age of 40, there's a reality that hits you, no matter how rich you are.
Okay.
Okay? So at the age of 40, you start to think, what have I done with my life?
Yeah.
You know, where am I now? Especially when you're clocking to 40 as a woman, you know that your biological clock is ticking. So now you are panicking and you are like, doctors are saying my room for giving birth is now shutting.
Yeah.
So I need to move. I need to do something. And I'm not getting the right man. So what do? I can be a single mom and take care of my child. You know, but we seem to forget that child needs the stable home.
Exactly.
That child needs the father figure in that house. The mother draws kids and the father becomes the person that disciplines the home. So if that balance is not there, it becomes a problem. For instance, in my home, when my kids come to me with their troubles, I am more softer. You know, I am more like, oh, don't worry. You'll be fine. It will be fine. My boy can open his mouth and go like, mommy, that's a lie. And to me, it's normal. But immediately the dad steps in and says, don't say that to your mother. Because you can't say your mother is lying or your mother is a liar. You are supposed to say, mommy, I do not understand. Then there will be clarification. But if you say, mommy, it's a lie, then you are implying that your mother can lie or your mother lies.
Some sort of disrespect, if you want to put it that
Yeah.
way.
So there is that balance in the home where the man becomes the disciplining figure in the house, where the woman becomes the caring part of the house. You know, so that there's that balance. But if that balance is not there, then how is the child developing?
Yeah.
It becomes a huge problem.
But then again, there's this peculiar situation of a woman who's, at no fault of hers, is getting into a period where she thinks that if I'm not careful and I go beyond this period, I'm going to have issues.
I'm done.
You understand?
Yeah.
And you can't blame her in any way because she's not supposed to be going about asking men that I'm available or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So people have peculiar issues. How do you deal with a situation like that if the person is left with that
You know,
option?
I was about to say that now on social media, people are beginning to advertise themselves by going onto the street and holding placards.
That they are available.
And they are available.
You know.
You know,
available.
one thing I struggle with when it comes to women, women who are quite influential or women that think they are so beautiful is that they forget that we are growing. You know how some women they can look down on someone just by their appearance or just by the fact that the person is not having a four-figure job. He's not earning in the thousands. Also by me. You know, that thought of WWBA.
Yeah.
The mempe.
That's a woman looking for assurance there. That's a woman.
Assurance is not in the money for me. Assurance in how stable the man is, emotionally, psychologically. You know, his dream, his focus. Because at the end of the day, if I have a hard-working man who is God-fearing, I'm done. I'm done. It doesn't matter if he doesn't have a job now. It still applies. But you see, the reality is that you are looking for that rich man who is already pompous, who thinks you are coming to my life not to add anything to it. But a man that you grow with, a man that you are growing with, you are maturing with, you are seeing life in it, the man gets to appreciate you. I mean, there are some cases some people veer off, but that man appreciates the wife, no matter what. You know how these people have their side chicks, but yet they can't divorce their wife.
True.
Have we thought about it?
True.
They, no matter how rude the woman is, the man can't leave the wife. Why? Because there's a backstory. You know, that thought of, I can't do this to this person.
Yeah.
So I think that some of the ladies, we should lower our standards, Kakra, so that you are able to get the marriage and get a stable home for your children.
Okay, then, Naba. Okay, so Prophet Courage is back, but he's joined us via phone call. Prophet Courage, can you hear me?
Yes, clearly.
Okay, so please, earlier you were making a submission, but unfortunately the network kept on cutting through, so we weren't really getting a smooth conversation. So can you please reiterate that for us?
Okay, so thank you once again. I was saying that the woman of God's submission, she dealt directly with the fact that it is the ambition of certain ladies, you know, to be baby mamas. You know, so pregnancy before marriage is not really a problem for them. I was saying that that is very true, but that is one side of the coin. I also want us to look at the side of the coin where it is not just an ambition, but where even well-meaning believers and Christians and decent people will be in a relationship that is supposed to lead to marriage, and the men will begin to demand that the women should get pregnant for them before the marriage because they want to test their fertility and see whether they would have problems with childbirth in the marriage. And that is more difficult than those who are just running it as an ambition, because for those people there is not much you can do for them because it is a choice they have made. They have decided that this is the kind of life we want to live, you know, and they have chosen their path and they are following it. But where it becomes a problem is when well-meaning young people, because the topic that I was sent is about pregnancy before marriage.
Yes.
So the context within my mind is that these people are looking to get married. However, it becomes a challenge when at times, and these days most guys do this, even believers. You know, it's as if the word that we hear doesn't really matter anymore. Most believers do this. They will tell the lady, listen, they would give stories of their friends who got married, and 5 years down the line, 10 years down the lane, there is no child and all that. So they would push the women into this corner and tell them to get pregnant for them. And interestingly, at times, even the parents of certain young men will tell you that, make sure, say, obetimiawu. Make sure. And so this has also become a challenge for us in society. I'm a man of God. I have a lot of counseling sessions with people.
Yeah.
And at times these things come before you. And that is where the challenge is in addressing some of these issues. Because you are torn between the faith, which tells you the proper procedure of things, and also torn between the pressures of society and the desires of these women. So that is what I want to say in my introduction.
Okay, Papa. Okay. So now I want us to come to how can it be dealt with? What can we do exactly?
Okay. Am I on?
Yes, please
Yes,
go ahead.
please.
Okay. Basically, this is what I think will help. It cannot be completely dealt with because we are dealing with humans, but
Okay.
we can reduce this thing by redefining the roles of certain institutions in our society. We need to redefine certain roles. The role of the home. I heard Nana mentioning about the home. It is very important. The role of the home, the role of the school, and the role of the church. These roles have to be redefined properly. Because Asieduwaa, one of the things you will realize is that the home and the home has relegated most of the things that is supposed to be done by the home to the church. Let me give you a typical scenario. Most of the times when you arrest a criminal or somebody does something bad, okay, in Ghana, one of the things you would hear is that Acheampong was sorry. You know, that is one of the first questions you hear. Is that what you are taught in church? But what about, is that what you were taught in your home?
It's never like
Because
that.
the home is supposed to be the first stage of socialization. So what about, is that what your parents taught you? Because let's look at this thing fairly. Somebody has lived with their parents for about 25 years, 30 years, moves out of the house, begins to go to church for the next 2 years, and the church is expected to modify the person's character, behavior, perceptions within 2 years. What did the home do? What did the family do? So if we need to resolve this, the first thing we need to do is to redefine the roles of these specific institutions, the family, the school, and the church. When we do this, they will all have a hand in helping reduce this canker drastically.
Okay, Papa, we'll come back to you. Nanama.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Amazing submission.
Yeah, great.
So what we can do is that I think that is about time ladies put premium on themselves. Okay, the point is that the man, when two people get pregnant, it's not the man that will carry, it's the woman.
Yeah.
Every single thing that happens will happen to the woman. The men only participate in it in one way or the other, but the real person affected is the woman.
Okay.
And so if the woman doesn't put a premium on herself and know that I need to get to a certain point in my life, I need this thing. Like you, as a woman, you need to define exactly what you want. Okay, and how you will get it, and get it in the means that do not put you yourself in danger. Because being a baby mama, it's not an easy thing, especially when you finish carrying this baby. One, you being pregnant is a life-threatening situation on its own, because anything can happen.
Yeah.
You know, and two, you raising up this kid is also a full-time responsibility. You cannot go to school. That's the truth, unless you have a maidservant. Even if you have a maidservant, how sure are you that this maidservant is taking care of this child?
Yeah.
This maidservant hasn't gone to school. So you allowing this maidservant to take care of your child means that this maidservant will teach the child what she knows. You know, so in as much as you leave instructions to this maidservant that do this for my child, do this way, why should I for?
Yeah.
So what kind of English will this child pick? What kind of attitude will this child pick? You know, so at the end of the day, we should also put premium on our future families, if I should say so, on you. How do you want your future to be like when it comes to your family? Okay, how do you want your children to be like? We have tech kids who are making millions and doing so well. We see smart kids coming on TV. How do you want to orient your children? I keep saying this on my TikTok videos, that one thing is sure, that when you are choosing your husband, remember that you are choosing the father of your kids.
Yeah.
So for me, I didn't grow up with my father. I grew up with a stepdad. He was wonderful. If not for that, I might have had resentment in my heart against men. If not for the example of my grandfather, who married my grandmother till he died, and the example of my stepfather, whom I can come and share with, like that father figure was there for me. If not for these two gentlemen, I might have as well ruled out marriage in my life. You know, so we should also think about the psychological impact of us not keeping the home as God designed it, or as it's supposed to be. If even not for God, let's take God out, because it's not Obia and believing in God.
Yeah.
But let's think about that safety in the home, where the man represents this and the woman represents it, and both of them come together. So I think that it's about time that we reorient ourselves when it comes to the formation of family and the development of family, because it is for the future.
Yeah.
It is not now. It's not only about you. Okay? It's not only about you. It's about the future of the country. It's about the future of Ghana. It's about the future of the world. The way that we are orienting these people is very important.
Someone will also argue that, and I'm sure many women who have been in that situation would maybe attest to this, that I have been in that baby mama situation, and I've been able to raise a child that is very responsible in society. I've met someone else that I've married the person after the baby mama situation, and that person and I have a child who, even together, we've not been able to train the child the way we're supposed to train the child. And so it makes the baby mama's child, or the child that came out of the baby mama situation, even way better a child than the one that they are both. And I'm sure there are similar examples that other women can also cite.
Yeah.
In this situation, would you say entirely it's a big deal?
In this situation, as I said, as a parent, the responsibility for the development of your child is very important. Not long ago, we had a child coming on social media, and everybody was bashing him left and right. And I'm like, look, that is the orientation his mother gave him.
Yeah.
You know? And so at the end of the day, it is all about you as a parent. How responsible do you want to be? And of course, we will have those that don't really care. We have those that...
They can equally be bad child in even a mother and father situation.
But we need...
And a better child from a baby mama's perspective.
Yes. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. But there's a reason why God created the man and the woman together in the home. There's a reason. And that child always lacks something. That child will always lack something. That child will always lack something. And sometimes the decision they take in the future is from their orientation or from what they've lived in the past.
Yeah.
Okay, so now... So now we have people who have different sexual orientations just because of how they were brought up.
True.
Do you get it? So in our Ghanaian society, we have Kwejo Besia. Why? Because on any mama tonight with sisters.
So he's used
so
to,
now he picks some of the characteristics of that and he lives with it. And it's like that.
Okay, all right. Okay, so viewers, please get interactive with us. Send in your comments and your questions in relation to the topic that we are discussing here this morning on Let's Talk Relationship. Is it normal? Is pregnancy before marriage normalized by society? Is pregnancy before marriage normalized by society? And I guess Nanama Acheampong, who is a relationship coach, is in the building, and we are joined on phone by Prophet Courage A. Heavens, who's the overseer, founder of Cross Gates Ministries. And so please send in your comments. And we are opening the phone lines as well, so you can call in and suggest whatever you want to say in relation to this. What do you advise you have to put out there? We are open to hear it all. So please and please and please start calling and start sending in your messages.
Is Pastor around?
Yeah,
let me, Prof.
Yes,
I want to find out. So you stated that biblically, this is what God has designed for mankind. And so regardless of however anybody is seeing it, it has not still, become what it's supposed to be. I want to find out, in the cases of where women have gotten pregnant before getting married or in either situation, what's the Bible stand on it? Does God influence how the child is brought up because it's out of wedlock or it's a baby mama situation as a sort of punishment because it's something that God instituted, or God does not come in anywhere close to this kind of conversation?
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. You see, God has given us the right to make choices. Okay, and as human beings, one of the things we need to understand is that every choice has consequences. All right, every choice has consequences. As a pastor, I'll tell you something and connect it to the question that you asked me. One of the situations I have realized as a pastor is that people make their decisions, people make their choices, and when things begin to go wrong, the first question they ask is, God, where are you? God, where are you? But the question they should be asking is, did they involve God in making that decision that is bringing the complications today?
Right.
But you see, our God is a merciful God. So regardless of the fact that at times we make certain mistakes like this, but I will use my words carefully because humanly it is a mistake. But also, don't forget that by our faith, we know that it is God who gives children. So if the person gets pregnant before getting married out of wedlock, we need to understand that the person may have gone ahead of himself, and then it is like the woman of God said, it is obviously going to bring complications. Like she said, there are things that are going to be complicated in your life. You see, God intended our life to follow a certain order. When you jump the order, there will be complication.
Yeah.
All right?
Okay.
When you jump the order, there will be complication. But that same God is also merciful. So let's take a typical scenario that I get pregnant before getting married. Depending on the family that you are coming from, some families are more helpful than others in this situation. So in certain families, even the stigma is not too high. The stigma is not too high because the family goes soft on the individual. And so you see two different people taking seed or becoming pregnant before marriage, and they grow differently because one family is very receptive and helpful, and another family can throw you out into the gutters to your own fate. Now, this is what happens. If you get pregnant before you get married, you need to understand that complications will come. And you need to understand that you are facing the consequences of your own choices. But our God is merciful. So that same God, he comes in to try to salvage the situation by sending you helpers, by sending you counselors, by sending you people who can bear the burden with you. But you see, ideally, if you go the God kind of way, which is waiting till you get married, it is the best. Because nobody questions you when you take seed in marriage. There are hardly any complications when one gets married before having a child or getting pregnant. So to your question, I will say that people should understand that when you make such a choice and you take a seed before getting married, there is a tendency that you will struggle for some time there is a tendency that things may go south for some time because you have jumped the order. You have broken the natural order. And then naturally things are going to fight you. But God will give you grace and people will help you so that you'll be able to find your path.
Okay, all right. Very interesting.
No, I like the fact that God still gives.
Yeah, he still comes in regardless. He will definitely come in regardless.
Yeah, he still comes in.
Yes. Okay, Prophet Courage, briefly before you go, this Christmas season, what are you doing? What's happening?
So this Christmas season, we are believing God to help as many people that he brings our path physically and spiritually. So physically, this is what we are doing. On the 30th of December, we have a free health screening. A free health screening for the environs of Mile 7. The Mile 7 environs, Dome Enclave, Chantai, all those places. On the 30th at 8 a.m., we have a free health screening just opposite the AstroTurf Park next Frames Filling Station. And then on the 31st of December at 8 p.m., on the AstroTurf Mile 7 Park, we have our crossover service, which is going to be amazing. It's going to be powerful. The word of God will be preached. The power of God will be demonstrated, and the gift of God will be in operation. So anybody who is watching and will want to be part of the free health screening or the 31st night crossover, you are welcome.
Okay, Papa. All right. Thank you so much for your time, Papa, and your submission as well.
Have
a great morning. Okay. So we have some comments. Yeah, we do have some comments. So I think you would have to go to, since, we are now in the ultra-modern new studio. You know
what I mean?
Yeah, you get it? Yeah.
Let me try and see what I can do.
Ish.
Okay, so this one says that, come back. This one says, hi, Joy Prime. I like your show. Keep it up. I really love you all from Gorupi by New Weed. Sent in that one.
We love you too.
Yeah. There's too much love coming through. This one over here says, but not entirely the case. Many society believe it's normal, but some religious organizations like Jehovah's Witnesses still believe pregnancy before marriage is bad. Inshira, the programmer, sent in that one. This one is from Alasan. He says, from Zenu Central. This government led by Nana. Okay, you are talking about news flash this time. Easy. This one says, Joy Prime, you didn't wish the birthday celebrant. He was actually stuck to, the TV.
Oh, no, okay, you can open it. You can open it and wish.
I'm trying to find out.
Open the
exactly.
picture.
Okay, so it says, a glorious birthday to this beautiful sis of mine. You are one of the best gifts, one of the best gifts life has given me. Pray all your wishes come true. I love you, sis, from Bra Francis. Okay, so that is you over there. Okay, all right, there we go. Another one over here says, was Dumelo referring to Kofi Ajololo?
Yeah, what's trending?
Yeah, though. Okay, let me go to this one. It says, this one also speaks about the placement system that has to do with news flash. Let me get to this one. It says, good morning, my people. Love your show. Very educative. That's Bintu from Bole. Sent in that
Thank
one.
you.
All right. So
okay. I think we have some Facebook messages. So
we
will do
them over there?
the Facebook over there. Hey, KMJ is taco. You don't want to?
No, read that one.
KMJ is enjoying himself over there. Okay, so Alba Mensima Rexamo says, it depends on the understanding of the role of both the father and mother in the life of a child in bringing up a child. And a parent needs to make their children as their top priority. True. Okay. Mustafa says, it's not easy, early married. Oh, okay. Alberta says, my younger sister got pregnant after completing JHS. Come see insult and humiliation on her. But her daughter was the best in her school when BEC results came out this year, and all the family was happy for her. This thing, So this is from Courage Heavens Apostolic Ministry. God bless you, man of God, for your delivery of wisdom. Amen. Okay, so these are a few topics that we picked from a few comments. That's it. Topics. A few comments that we picked in relation to this topic. Nanama,
Yeah.
what do you want to tell viewers?
I would like to advise viewers that the implications of giving birth before marriage is very serious. The responsibility falls on you solely.
Yeah.
And it becomes quite difficult when you are alone and you have no one to depend on. And so it's very, very critical for us to reconsider some of our decisions. Especially if you want to be sexually active, you need to also think about protecting yourself, or you need to abstain totally to prevent all these things from getting to you, especially the young ladies coming. The ones that are encouraged to be baby mamas, you should be careful because it is not true that they're enjoying themselves. It's not
lying.
true. You are seeing videos. Videos are nothing. So that's what I would like to tell our ladies out there. For the gentlemen, they are gentlemen. They are not fun.
So the long and short, story cut short, just abstain. Just make sure you prevent or you flee from being pregnant before marriage.
Yes.
Because there are definitely implications. So just abstain and take great care of yourself. KMJ.
Yeah.
We are done.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, you know, but if you're determined, you'll be able to, go through it. Whichever decision you're making, I'm sure, like Prof said, the consequences though.
Yeah.
So you might want to just assess it, judge it from where you sit, and then you say, okay, let me do this, or let me stay where I am, So yeah, I love this conversation, because there's a lot of issues out there in regards to this. A lot of them.
Yeah, and highly subjective. So, yeah. I just wish that we had enough time to really go into it because there are diverse ways that we could tackle this topic for discussion. But viewers, this is where we end Let's Talk Relationship. Thank you for being with us on Let's Talk Relationship. But there's a great conversation coming your way. Luigi McLean is in the building, and Rosalind Fairley will be seated with him a little later. In fact, shortly after this. Thank you for your messages. Keep your messages coming in. If you have any questions for Luigi, start sending them right about now. My name is Asieduwaa Akumia, and I piloted this segment with KMJ, the royal host, and our guest in studio, Nanama Acheampong, who is a relationship coach, and we're joined by phone by Prophet Courage Heavens, who is the founder of Cross Gates Ministries. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you stick and stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.